Yeah, so as James said, I'm currently the director of a really fast-growing SDR team at Sitecore, with over 20 SDRs and managers, and we're just coming off the back of a huge $1.2 billion investment, which really led me to thinking we spend so much time and effort working on all these wonderful things that help our businesses and individuals scale, grow effectively, but one that often gets lost in the noise is culture. So culture is one of those things that we often just hope goes to plan. But what about we proactively plan for it instead of reactively adjusting? We often have company mission statements and company values, but what are we doing as individuals outside of this, both SDRs and leaders? So I wanted to start with some stats I found when researching this topic. Around half of job seekers say culture is important when searching, and correlating with this, half of job seekers cite this as a reason for leaving their current role. SDRs feel engaged are around 20% more productive. So that's a real win-win for everyone. And employees that rate their manager poorly are 4 times more likely to interview for other positions in comparison to their peers. So whilst you process those stats and what they mean to you, once there's got a few ideas about how you think about improving culture within an SDR org. So for me, culture in an organisation starts with the people you hire and making sure you have a diverse mixture within the team, because the SDRs of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And as the landscape of the people we sell to is changing, so should our hiring processes. Include your SDRs as part of the hiring panel, so that both potential new employees and the current employees get a feel for each other and understanding of what the culture is like. And they get to say, have a shape of what that culture is going to be moving forward. So next, we need to make sure they're really engaging with our teams as much as possible in fun, dynamic, and interactive ways, and lead by inspiring rather than dictating. Because if we as leaders are doing this with our SDRs, then in turn, our SDRs are going to be communicating with their colleagues and prospects in the same way. Create a culture of free thinking and let people fail fast in a safe environment. So the pressure on SDRs can be immense. I know, because I've done the role myself. But without letting people learn from their own failure, they're never going to grow at the pace they need to. And giving people the flexibility to try new ways of working and different things is, for me, where I've seen the best SDRs really thrive. Because you all start to feed from each other throughout this process, and this accelerates the success. Allow SDRs to take ownership. So as any leader will know, we'll have more things to deal with than we have time in the day. And the other side of this, you have hungry SDRs that want to learn and grow and prove to you and themselves that they're progressing. So delegate some duties amongst your team they're capable of doing and allow them to shine. The first time around might need some coaching and feedback from you on how to improve this, but the next time it crops up, you have someone that's ready to carry the ball for you and run with it. And you're also nurturing these future leaders and giving them the challenges they all want. And for any SDRs listening, go to your leaders and ask for things like this too. Because it shows willing, hunger, and it makes it easier for us to make the right choices for you. Create a social committee. So I think SDR teams, more than many others, really need a social aspect of their roles. What with many being the first job, having moved countries, and just needing to feel more comfortable, connected, and at home. And by having SDRs chair a social committee for ideas they have is a great way of empowering them to do so. So the pandemic certainly taught me that it's still possible to have fun whilst being all digital. And some of the things we have done at Sitecore have been things like virtual improv sessions, replicating popular TV game shows and quizzes. I'm happy to share more ideas with people after these sessions and what they bring. But by giving SDRs the opportunity to run things like this themselves, they get the chance to learn loads of skills that are applied as they progress through their career in SDR and leadership. So get feedback from your team. So at Sitecore, we do regular anonymous employee surveys, but do more outside of this. As leaders, allow your team to feel comfortable to give you constructive feedback and give them guidance on how to do this as well. And SDRs, don't wait for your leaders to ask you. Take the initiative and give regular updates outside of what we see on dashboards, such as where you see things can be improved, what you need more or less of, and just in general how you're feeling, right? Be aware of your mental state. In this space that we're all in right now, where we're operating, we're constantly running at 100 miles an hour, back-to-back Zoom meetings, things can and will get missed. So having a culture of constant feedback is crucial for success. Set yourself a reminder in a diary so that every month or via an email or one-to-one, right, just with your leaders or your peers around you. Incentivize a culture of fun competition. So we run regular competitions each month in addition to SDR compensation plans and try to gamify activities that help us reach our desired goals. We've run tournaments and whole things over a month, or we run daily competitions, but by breaking up the routine, changing the dynamic, you start to see different behaviours and results. And keep in mind what the prizes are too. Some people will value time in the form of an afternoon off over money in the form of a voucher, which all ties back to getting a real understanding of what makes each individual tick. And then lastly, be conscious and be aware of your conscious and unconscious biases, as this will help any of you make far better decisions in what you do. I strongly recommend that anyone do some self-learning about this. Keep in mind that everyone in your team is unique. They're more than just a number, and all bring various values and challenges to the table. So in summary, culture is more than a tagline. It's making sure that we're all open-minded, inclusive, adaptable, diverse and creative in all that we say and do on a daily basis to engage and empower everyone and everywhere as well. Because my belief is culture is a foundation for all the building blocks that we talk about here. And the plan for the culture you put in place will lead you to either failure or success. So leaders, you may already be doing all these things, but set a plan and a vision around what the outcome is you want to achieve. Tie that back to a timeline, identify what activities, initiatives and budgets you need to move through your roadmap. And SDRs participate in cultivating a culture of openness and trust to ensure your voice is heard and your feedback is applied. I promise you the best SDRs I've managed have been the ones that have really embraced developing team culture. Thank you.